Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I do truly appreciate it. Well, school's back in session. I'm back to sitting in line, waiting to pick up the kids today. And anyway, went fishing for a while this morning, and just caught some little ones, about pound, 3/4, 2-pounders. Nothing to write home about, but fun to catch. Got my line stretched. Got to get out on the water for a little bit. But this morning, kind of went with what I was talking about the other day. The days are getting shorter, and the fish is going to react to that. And even though it's hot, still hot outside, the days are still getting shorter. The sun's not coming up as early, and it's going sunsets earlier. So the fish are reacting to that, even though it's still 106 degrees outside. The last 2 weeks it's been 104, 106 in the daytime, and it's never gotten below 80 at night. Most time it's 84, 85, 86, somewhere around in there, so it just stays hot. So that water is extremely hot, and especially in the small lake that I went to this morning. It's just a small lake about 5 minutes from my house, and it's a shallower lake. It's got a lot of flats on it. Those flats is covered with pole timber and water willows, and it's got 3 little old docks around it. Got a lot of brush, laydowns, rocks. Got some big rocks in it too in certain spots. But anyway, the bass have started to move, even though it's still hotter than Hades out here. The bass are starting to move toward that fall transition, to their fall feeding areas. They are on the move, and I went to a couple of places this morning that was a little deeper, that I can usually catch fish on, and I mean, I didn't even get a tickle. And I was well, take my own advice and see if I can see if those fish have moved, and they had. I caught all my fish up shallow, 5 foot deep or less, in heavy cover, shade. That water willow blanket makes a big blanket there, and it makes the water cooler, gives it more oxygen. And those fish were shallow in that water willow. You had to get up there, and you had to pitch and flip into that water willow, and that's where the fish was at. Caught one out about 5 foot deep. I knew where the little rock pile is. I tossed me a wobble head with a big bite bait fighting frog on it. That's my favorite thing. I tossed that up there and brought that through that rock pile, and I mean, it was everything I had today was a very, very light bite. You didn't feel it. Even using my G Loomis rod, that is super sensitive. I mean, super sensitive. Better be for what I paid for it, I promise you. I'm an idiot for paying that much for a stupid fishing rod, but thought I had to have it. Anyway, I was pulling that fighting frog through that rocks, and all of a sudden I just didn't feel anything. I was like, well, a fish has got it. So I reeled a little bit like I normally do, give it time to get it. I didn't feel a head shake, it didn't turn, it was just swimming straight for me. And wasn't swimming fast either, because I could I let the slack go in my line. My line wasn't moving, it was just sitting there with that bait in its mouth. And I was like, well, there's got to be a fish has a hold of it, because I was feeling bottom. And all this happened a lot quicker than what I'm explaining it. But I was like, fish has to have a hold of it, just because I was feeling the bottom, and all of a sudden there was nothing. Set the hook, and pound 3/4, 2 pound bass. And the rest of them I caught pitching. I wasn't doing the old style flipping, I was just pitching. But I was pitching a beaver style bait into that water willow, and a couple of them came in a hole in the water willow. You'd be 15 yards into the water willow, solid water willow, 15 yards, and then there'd be a hole in there, and you could pitch your bait into that hole and let it go to the bottom and pop it up a couple times and bring it into the water willow, and they'd come out and hit it. And others, you just pitch in there and bump around a little bit in that water willow, and all of a sudden you'd try to pull up and there's weight, or you wouldn't feel anything. And I mean, they wasn't hitting it. There wasn't no line twitch. There wasn't a bump. There wasn't nothing. I mean, just all of a sudden, your line, you didn't feel your bait anymore like you should. It was like nothing was there. It's like you completely lost your bait off your line, is what it felt like. But anyway, this goes to show you that it's still hot out here, but the bass are moving, just like they do every year. The bass are moving now that the days are getting shorter, and you got to follow them. And this time of year is a tough bite anyway. But anyway, just be sure that you're not thinking, well, they're not biting today, or it's so hot they're not biting today, or whatever. The days are getting shorter, so you have to move with the fish so that you can keep catching those fish. So that's my tip for today, is be sure to pay attention and move with the fish, because they are starting to transition. August is a transition month, and into September to go into fall fishing. So anyway, I did try out my buddy's frogs today. He gave me 3 frogs that he'd been wanting me to play with for a while, and I really like them. They make a good gurgle in the water. They don't spin in the water. They plane through true, and they throw good. They're heavy enough that you can get distance, and I really like them. He done a good job. So I'm gonna have to send him a message here in a little bit and let him know his frogs. I really like his frogs. So if you need some frogs or any other plastics, let me know, and I'll get you in touch with Jay Sawyer, and he can pour you up some baits. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. You all have a very blessed weekend. Get out and enjoy the outdoors if it's not too hot where you are. And I will see you guys out on the water.